Alright, picking up from our last session, today we're going to dive into how the Shang kings passed down the throne one by one. That's the Shang dynasty's succession system. Last time, at the end of the article, we actually went through the order of the 30 Shang kings. Some folks might have listened and wondered, hey, how come some sources say there were 31 Shang kings? That's a great question, and yeah, that version's not wrong either. What's the deal? If you go by traditional official histories, it's indeed 30 kings. From the founder Qing Tang all the way to the last one, Di Xin, aka King Zhou of Shang, spanning 30 generations. But why do some materials say 31? It's because there's one king who was Qing Tang's eldest son and should have inherited the throne in theory, but he died before his dad, so he never actually sat on it. His name was Tai Ding, sometimes called Da Ding. Tai Ding was originally set up as Qing Tang's successor, the legit crown prince, the founder's firstborn. But fate wasn't kind. He passed away before his old man did, so the throne went to his brothers instead. Since he never officially ruled, histories usually don't count him in the formal list of Shang kings, sticking with 30. But in modern research, like the Xiaoshangzhou chronology project, they include Tai Ding. Why? Because he did hold a spot in the succession chain. Even though he didn't ascend, as the eldest son and heir apparent, he was recognized as a key royal figure. So some historians argue he should be listed, making it 31. In the end, whether it's 30 or 31 depends on your perspective. Both make sense. No one's right or wrong. So today, let's take this chance to go through these 30 or 31 Shang kings in order. For each one, we'll pick out some standout stuff to give you a full picture of Shang history. After all, such an awesome dynasty, we can't just remember the start and end, right? All we ever hear is Qing Tang toppling Xia or King Zhou's downfall, but ignoring the dozens of kings in between would be a shame. Our goal today? Fill in that gap in the middle and lay out the whole Shang throne succession clearly, once and for all. These 31 Shang kings can actually be divided into 3 phases: early, middle, and late. We'll start with an overview of the 3 stages, then break them down one by one. The early phase has 10 kings, middle has 9, late has 12, adds up to 31. This segmentation makes it super easy to remember, not like memorizing a random list. Next time someone asks, how many Shang kings were there? You can confidently say 3 parts, 10 early, 9 middle, 12 late, 31 total. Who are the early 10? Starting from founder Qing Tang up to Tai Wu. Qing Tang, Tai Ding, Wai Bing, Zhong Ren, Tai Jia, Wo Ding, Tai Ging, Xiao Jia, Yong Ji, Tai Wu. Middle 9, Zhong Ding, Wai Ren, He Danjia, Zhu Yi, Zhu Xin, Wo Jia, Zhu Ding, Nan Gang, Yang Jia. Late 12, from Pan Gang to the final king, Zhou, Pan Gang, Xiao Xian, Xiao Yi, Wu Ding, Zhu Gang, Zhu Jia, Lin Jin, Gang Ding, Wu Yi, Wen Ding, Di Yi, Di Xin. Di Xin's the one everyone's familiar with, King Zhou of Shang. Splitting it this way not only helps you remember, but also understand each phase's vibe. Alright, let's kick off with the early phase. First up, obviously Qing Tang, aka Shang Tang, the dynasty's founder. He was from the Z clan, so you'll notice almost all Shang kings' names start with Z, like Zilu or whatever from their ancestor Shi. Legend says Xie was enfeoffed in Shang by Emperor Shun and given the surname Z, which stuck with descendants. Shang Tang had a ton of names across texts. Besides Shang Tang, he's called Zilu, Qing Tang, Wu Tang, Da Yi, Tian Yi, sometimes Tang Wang or Gaozu Yi. All him, don't get confused. So many titles because later folks revered him big time, piling on temple names, posthumous titles, you name it. He's basically the top ancestor level figure in the whole Shang. After Shang Tang died, the throne should have gone to his eldest, Tai Ding. We mentioned him earlier, the intended heir who died too soon. So it passed to another son, Wai Bing. Wai Bing didn't rule long and didn't leave much of a mark historically. Then the throne went to his brother Zhong Ren. See, Tai Ding, Wai Bing, Zhong Ren, all Shang Tang's sons, passing it brother to brother. After Zhong Ren, Tai Jia, aka Da Jia. He's different, not Zhong Ren's son, but Tai Ding's. So the throne circled back to the eldest brother's line. Doesn't that make sense? Brothers rule first, then hand it back to the deceased older bro's son. That's the early Shang succession tradition. Brother succeeds brother, then to the nephew. Kinda twisty, but orderly. A way for ancient royal power to rotate. This system lasted into the middle phase before going haywire. We'll get to that. For now, remember, these early 10 kings were mostly about laying foundations, with fairly rule-bound succession, no major internal fights. Let's talk a standout early king, Taija. He's famous not for big battles or reforms, but for this dramatic palace intrigue story with the famous minister Yi Yin. When Taijia first took the throne, he was young and wild. History sum it up as chaotic virtue, meaning unreliable behavior. Back then, there was Yi Yin, the big-shot advisor who helped Shang build everything, super respected, like the pillar of the state. Yi Yin saw Taijia messing around and thought, this can't go on. So he made a bold move. Basically invited the king out, sent Taijia to a place called Tong Palace to reflect alone, like, step down, cool off, we're not rushing you back. And that reflection lasted 3 years. Weirdly, it worked. Taijia came back, changed, ruled seriously, treated people kindly, became a solid monarch. Later folks called him a prodigal son turned good, a classic redemption story. Of course, there's another version more juicy. Says Yi Yin didn't just make him reflect, but usurp the throne himself, ruling as regent king for 7 years. Then Taijia returned, furious, and killed Yi Yin. Sounds like palace drama, but histories can't fully confirm its scant records, so treat it as fun trivia today. Either way, Taijia's reign was unusual, making him one of the dramatic figures in early Shang. After Taijia died, throne to his son Wu Ding. Not much on him in records, but at least it was father-son smooth. Then Wu Ding to Tai Gang, not Wu Ding's son, but Taijia's other son, so Wu Ding's brother. Back to brother succession. Tai Gang died, throne to his son Xiao Jia. Xiao Jia to his brother Yongji, also Tai Gang's son. Yongji to Tai Wu, still Tai Gang's son. See, from Tai Gang on, 3 sons in a row. Xiao Jia, Yongji, Tai Wu. Pretty rare. Shows Tai Gang's family had solid royal standing, brothers without fights, unlike later chaos. Tai Wu wrapped up the early phase, ruled long, seen as accomplished. Records say he focused on sacrifices, straightened the court, really solidified early Shang foundations. With Tai Wu, the early 10 kings are done. Overall, some hiccups like Taijia's exile, but succession was mostly orderly, steady with tweaks, no big messes. But things shift from here. Entering Middle Shang. Stuff gets off track. The whole dynasty hits a super chaotic period. Historically called the 9 generations of chaos name says it all. Total mess. What was the 9 generations of chaos? Basically, these 9 kings botched succession, ramping up court conflicts, weakening the state, folks suffering. We said early Shang succession had rules. King dies, to brothers. Brothers done. Back to earlier line son. Complicated, but everyone played by it. But middle phase? Rules broken. King dies. To brother fine, but brother dies and passes to his own son. Then the previous king's son thinks, hey, my dad was king, I deserve a shot. So fights, coups, palace drama becomes routine, national strength tanks. This mess lasted 9 generations, 9 kings, utter chaos. And during it, most capital moves in Shang history happened. We mentioned 8 before, 5 after, capital relocations, 8 pre-dynasty tribal times, 5 post-founding. Of those 5 after, 4 were during these 9 kings' reigns. Averaging a move every less than 2 kings. What a joke. Why all the moving? Easy. Internal instability. Can't control the old capital? Relocate. New spot, rebuild your crew, regroup forces. Shows kings' power waning. Serious rifts with nobles. Governance slips. Lives get turbulent. Shang's toughest mid-game. We'll pause this bit. Next, we'll cover these 9 chaos kings, who they were, what happened, which moves, break it down for you. We just talked about Middle Shang sinking into the 9 generations of chaos, messy succession, constant moves, whole country in turmoil. Who were these 9 kings? What'd they do? Let's go through them now. Middle's first. Zhong Ding. Son of previous Tai Wu, kinda carried over early stability, but once in power, things slid. Key sign. He moved the capital. Original Shangteng capital was Bo, roughly modern Shangchu, Henan long used. Zhongding shifts to Ao. That's the first of the 5 after moves. Why? Usually 2 reasons. Internal issues like noble fights or unrest, or external threats like border wars. So Zhongding's move likely to dodge trouble, regroup court. Zhongding dies, throne to brother Wai Ren. Siblings, smooth enough, but he couldn't reverse the decline, still downhill. Wai Ren left no big achievements, died soon, throne to their third brother, He Dan Jia. See, Zhongding, Wai Ren, He Dan Jia, three bros passing it sequentially, looks orderly, but hindsight. Planted seeds for the chaos, cause later ties get tangled. He Dan Jia's time? Another move from Ao to Zhang, second relocation. Imagine generations not fixing court but packing up folks' lives, getting rougher. He Dan Jia dies, thrown back to Zhongding's line, his son Zhu Yi takes over. Circle back from brothers to nephew, a mini turn in the mess. Zhu Yi ruled long, tried reforms to steady things, but his first big act, moved from Shang to Xing. Third move, Zhu Yi dies, thrown to his son Zhu Xin, father-son normal. But Zhu Xin didn't last long, no major moves. Zhu Xin dies, but not to his son, instead to brother, another of Zhu Yi's sons, Wu Jia. Dizzy yet? From one son to another any fights? Hard to say, but shows succession wobbling. Wu Jia's reign kept the unstable vibe. He dies, thrown to Zhu Xin's son back to that line, Zhu Ding. Zhu Ding's time? No turnaround. He dies, thrown to cousin Wu Jia's son, Nan Gang. Zhu Ding and Nan Gang cousins, back and forth thrown like a hot potato. Nan Gang starts, move from Jing to Yan. Fourth move, almost the climax of middle chaos. Last, Yang Jia, Zhu Ding's son, after Nan Ging. See, from Zhu Yi to Yang Jia like a maze, father-son, brothers, nephews, cousins, all mixed. So these 9 kings, 4 moves, Bo, Ao, Shang, Xing, Yan, almost every 2 kings a shift. Insane frequency. Behind it, 1. Super unstable politics, kings losing grip. 2. Noble powers rising, falling. Each move maybe to ally or ditch factions. Middle phase, Shang's most turbulent, hardest stretch. People displaced, governance loose, power swaps galore. Frequent moves set up a lessons learned pivot for later. That pivot, next king will cover, Pan Gang. Pan Gang did something huge, led everyone to a new capital, Yin, aka Anyang Henan's Yin ruins. This move game-changing, locked in Shang's late base for over 200 years. From Pan Gang on, things steadied, succession smoothed. Late 12 kings way more reliable than middle 9. Talking late Shang, the turnaround's really with Pan Gang. To save the state and fix the cord, Pan Gang made a big play capital move. From Yan to Yin, today's Anyang, Henan. Unlike prior ones, not fleeing or schmoozing, strategic to end middle's day-to-day survival chaos. And it worked post-Pan Gang, much steadier. Up to final Dishin, famous King Zhou, 12 kings total, no more moves. Yin became Shang's central HQ. Let's list these 12 kings and their ties. Pan Gang, Xiao Xin, Xiao Yi, Wu Ding, Zhu Ging, Zhu Jia, Lin Jin pronounced Lin Jin, Ging Ding, Wu Yi, Wen Ding, Di Yi, Di Xin. A lot, easy to mix up, chill, we'll go one by one. First, Pan Gang. Took over from brother Yang Jia Middle's last king. So Pan Gang cleaned up the mess after chaos, but he had guts. Knew dragging on was bad, so boldly moved to Yin's spot-on choice. Historians rate him high. Notable, Pan Gang and Yang Jia brothers, plus 2 more who ruled Xiao Xin and Xiao Yi. 4 brothers from Zhu Ding's sons. Like a mini royal relay team. Xiao Yi dies, thrown to his son Wu Ding. Ring a bell? One of Shang's most famous, accomplished kings. Ruled maybe 50 years, peak Shang under him economy, military, sacrificial culture, all top-notch boom. Don't forget his queen Fu Hao superwoman who handled politics and led troops, her tomb a national treasure in archaeology. Next, Wu Ding dies, thrown to son Zhu Ging. Zhu Ging to brother Zhu Jia. Sibling handoff, pretty smooth. Zhu Jia after, to Lin Xin, then Gang Ding. Some texts call him Kang Ding, same guy. Lin Xin and Gang Ding, both Zhu Jia's sons, so brothers again. But from Gang Ding, succession shifts back to father-son. More stable, ancient dynasty style. Gang Ding to son Wu Yi. Wu Yi to son Tai Ding. No, this Tai Ding's Wen Ding, not the early one. Wen Ding to Di Yi. Di Yi to Di Xin, our infamous King Zhou. Here, Shang ends, from Gengding to Wu Yi, Wending, Di Yi, Di Xin, all father-son. Though declining by then, system stable, not middle's mess. Whole late 12, early half-brothers passing, later half-father-son. Plus no moves from Yin, political setup way stronger than middle. Just by Di Xin King Zhou, things change extravagance, tyranny, noble unrest, plus rising Western Zhou tribes step by step to Shang's end. We'll detail King Zhou later. For now, remember, post-Pan Geng Yin move, Shang stabilized. These 12 kings in Yin wrap the final glory, till King Zhou's defeat by Zhou's King Wu. That's it for today. Next time, more Shang King tales. Thanks everyone.